Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Batman Bane Gets Crushed by a Building.
Of course.
Part
yes,
5.
he's okay, though.
Bane could literally punch his way out of this.
It's like, good job, Bane, but you missed 6 rocks.
Nah, what he missed was 6 walls. That's what he was trying to break.
Just
It
walls
looked
in
like
general, okay.
Batman, you okay? How'd you
Whoa.
get out of here?
Where'd you come from?
Is that what that feels like?
I thought I'd give you a taste of it, Batman. Your own medicine. How do you like it?
It's not so fucking funny, isn't it? Well, you keep doing it, and I won't let you know how I feel.
The
Stop.
reverse Bruce.
Fuck. You did a rebound.
Oh, now he punches through a wall.
One of the fun things about the original Batman the Animated Series is how obviously not chronological the episode order is, and one of the measuring sticks people use to figure out a chronological walking order is how uncomfortable Commissioner Gordon is with Batman shenanigans.
Time I brew how you.
Oh, that's why that Batmobile isn't available in Arkham Knight. Huh.
Way to go, Batman. That was your only ride back. Now I gotta take the Bat bus.
That was a $10 million car, Batman.
Convenient boat.
I'm commandeering your boat, Jim. It's now the Bat boat.
The Bat boat.
Yeah.
Claims he's planted bombs all over Gotham. Gotham will panic. You're needed.
Really?
Yeah, Gotham goes through worse every other week.
No man's land, Bruce. I don't think anything will ever get as bad as that.
It's Spanish for witch.
Spanish for bruja.
I think the twist with this is that the cop there was working for the Joker, so he just ends up
Yeah.
kidnapped again. Lame.
Pull up all you can
Yeah.
find on Dr. Young. I'll go through anything you find.
It's literally Frank Bowles.
Oh, this is definitely the PS3 version. I can see it in the
All the popping.
all the popping, and in the texture work, because and in the aliasing, because one of the things about the PlayStation 3 that I noticed when I had both it and the 360 at the time was that the games tended to not look as smooth because they just weren't as well optimized.
I think I said this in the original commentary too, but I forgot that Batman's armor upgrade looked like someone slipped fire ants into his suit.
God. I think you said that in your review.
Did I? Okay. I won't recall when I said it.
That's
but
just
it
like one
bears
of those
repeating.
things that I totally forgot about until you brought it up right now, and I'm like, oh no, I remember that. I swear to God, I have old fucking BrainScratch Let's Plays burned into my brain from
That's
9
my
years
favorite
ago.
thing about it is I
so
will,
sorry.
out of sheer curiosity, will load up a singular part of an old BrainScratch playthrough, and then my feed is just half old BrainScratch
Okay,
videos.
so this is a fun thing that they do with the Metroidvania structure through this door. I think it's this door.
I do show it a few times.
Yeah, it's the path to the final boss, essentially. But instead of a fucking Ridley and Kraid statue or something, there's this recurring cutscene thing that you can trigger where the Joker talks to you through the televisions and stuff.
Really?
10 points.
So,
If you head into the visitor center and it is just the Super Metroid statue, but it's Bane, Poison Ivy, Joker, Harley Quinn.
How do you like it, Bats? I made this for
I
you!
hate it.
so you get this first-person sequence where you're going into a visitor room, and every time you come back after completing a section, there are more televisions, and you'll have these little conversations with the Joker. It's fun.
It's actually a really good fun thing about the PS3 version in specific is, okay, so the way the UI works on the system itself for the home menus and stuff, it's just a bunch of little squares underneath all the little tabs. For Arkham Asylum, it is just Arkham Asylum with this little standee of Joker and the TV being the actual little box Arkham Asylum is in. It's actually really clever. I don't know how to show it without, just getting more footage of it myself, but...
The other thing about the PS3, though, is that it resets the video output every time you go into the frickin'
Yes, it fucking does.
recording on older hardware, on older recording hardware off the PS3 was a headache. Fortunately, it seems like the newer capture cards can somewhat compensate for it.
Well, what I do is to make sure I get the HDMI out footage, because the PS3 has hard encoded stuff to try and prevent piracy and all this.
HDCP
Yeah, it's
encryption.
hard encoded
Yeah.
into it. You can't turn it off. What you can do with the PS3 is just put it through an upscaler, but just don't have the upscaler do anything.
An upscaler or a splitter. A regular splitter also works.
and that will just get around the HDCP, so that's how I get it.
It somewhat depends on what device you're using, because some devices won't do that, and if you try to record through them, you'll just get a black screen. But like the one I have, it works.
From what I saw, if you go the splitter route, you have to get a very specific type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just bought one thinking like, okay, well, this will work with any splitter. Nope, it didn't. I had to go and ask friends like, hey, which one did you buy?
You have to go on Amazon and like ask, does this work for recording with a particular, and then you have to ask, okay, but which like models of this particular device are compatible with recording? Because some of them aren't going to be. It's a headache. It's a massive headache.
Yeah, that's why I stick with the upscaler, because I just have a cheap little upscaler.
Yeah.
That was like $30, and that works perfectly fine.
On the topic of it changing resolutions, that shit was like a jump scare for me when I first got it working on my Elgato. I booted up the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, and when you go from the main menu to a game, it changes the resolution probably down to like 720 or something. But my splitter freaked the hell out, and it just gave me this loud static for half a second. And it was like, all right, time to play Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh, God!
Yeah, that's the system trying to recalibrate itself.
Thankfully, they handled this aspect of the console design way better on the PS4, where like,
Well, they realized people were going to do it anyway, so why make the hassle?
well, the reason HTCP was in the PS3 was because they wanted to have Blu-rays compatible, they wanted to have streaming compatible, they wanted to have all this stuff that needs copyright protection compatible. They just didn't think ahead and give the players a means to turn it off. But when the PS4 came out, they were able to just, you know, put a toggle on and say, okay, you can't use your streaming or Blu-ray stuff while it's turned off. That's fair. I'm okay with that compromise. All I want is to be able to record my goddamn games. One of the funniest things about this storyline is the reveal that Batman was so prepared for everything that he secretly has a Batcave ready to go with a computer and everything on Arkham Asylum, just in case he ever gets trapped here and needs to do his prep work on site.
I mean, that's a fair, considering the revolving door that is Arkham Asylum. I think that's a fair thing to assume that he's going to need.
He must be doing fairly regular maintenance to this computer, though, because like it's
wow,
like,
Batman, you'll do a lot just to not kill
look,
anybody.
this computer is exposed to the moisture of a cave with a waterfall in it, so he has to be keeping this like relatively.
Everything's laminated.
Everything's laminated. Okay.
Yeah, everything is absolutely.
But then when he
laminated.
turns on the computer for more than 10 minutes, it overheats because there's no way for the heat to get out.
You go over to your grandma's house and the couch is still covered in plastic. It's like that.
He has to upgrade this computer every 2 years too to keep it like in sync with his current computer rig.
Alfred, I gotta get a 3090.
He can't, all the crypto bros have gotten them. Crypto man, I knew it. No, it's
Alfred,
just a
can
bunch
you-
of twats online.
Can you log into my computer back at home? Mine is currently updating to Windows 7.
Batman would totally have a ton of Bitcoin, but just so that he can look at other people's crypto wallets.
No, it'd be Batcoin.
No, he totally have his own cryptocurrency. It'd be called
Batcoin.
not Bitcoin.
Oh, that's true. He did have the Bat credit card.
It would
called
be the latest thing that Batman Incorporated.
That was a
does,
bat
you
claw
know?
looking Bruce.
I'm going after her. He's heading to the mansion with cash.
Yeah, he really does get some really suggestive looks to his equipment in this game. Especially the larger it gets. So this is the only game that give you like the triple back claw. if I
Yeah,
remember
I
correctly.
really missed it in the later
And that
games.
thing is fucking. That thing is. Yeah, I do too. That thing is fucking gargantuan. Like, where are you putting that shit at, Bruce? Like, that shit ain't going anywhere.
No, we need to keep the explosive gel.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
that is
not
useful,
relevant.
so.
I missed the. Go ahead.
The blatant Metroidvania nature of this game and the fact that all of Batman's devices have to be built and stored by him introduces the odd plot point where he just doesn't carry a bunch of stuff he should be carrying, and you have to
And then
pick it
has
up.
it delivered.
You have to keep looping around or having it delivered by rocket or some shit, and it's just like, Bruce, why didn't you just Rocket deliver all this stuff to yourself at the very start of the adventure.
Yeah, considering where you're going and you know what adventures entail, you should just bring everything with you, dude. Safe bet.
Just get that satellite shit like the Hulkbuster.
It at least made a little bit of sense in Arkham City, where he sort of like ended up trapped there without not even in his costume at first. So he wouldn't necessarily have had everything on him, but like at that point, have Alfred deliver everything right at the start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I still think he should have just taken everything with him, because if we're talking about like that prequel comic to Arkham City, Batman literally hid his boat inside another boat, like just to get past Arkham City security. So it's like, if you're willing to go that extra mile in terms of security measures, just bring all your shit with you, Bruce. It's Arkham City. Joker's gonna be there.
One of Joker's oldest aliases. So,
I'm pretty sure Joker having a name like Jack is like entirely something that only exists because of the Burton movie.
Yeah, but just Jack. Like, they can't use Jack Napier, otherwise they have to pay Jack Nicholson residuals. And that man has already made bank from everything from '89 because of the kind of deal he got with that.
He probably made more money off of that movie than anything else he's been in.
Yes.
Isn't it like a running theme where that guy played a lot of roles named Jack?
Yeah, that's just a thing he does.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier, I guess, to go method.
All right, so you're a guy named Jack. I'm already halfway there.
Of course, Jack Nicholson was really only playing Jack Nicholson in that movie. So,
I mean, he does crazy so well.
he does.
Yeah, because he was already in, like,
One Flew Over the Cuckoo.
I mean, The Shining is the big
One
example,
Flew Over the
obviously.
Cuckoo's Nest, I think it was.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was the main character.
I would say
in
The
that.
Shining is a better yeah, but I would say The Shining is a better example, though, just because in terms of, like, just being a purely
The
psychotic
thing about One
character.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, though, is he was playing a sane character in that.
Yeah, pretending that he
yeah.
was insane.
Like, he was more of a rapscallion than anything.
Yeah.
That movie's actually fairly accurate to the book, if I remember.
Wasn't he also in Lowrider?
Lowrider?
Oh, no, it wasn't Lowrider. What's
What,
the movie?
what's the movie about that you're
It was
thinking?
just like the motorcycle road trip movie from the 70s.
I remember liking this little set piece where it's like a crumbling underground catacomb kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of your Uncharted section of Batman Arkham Asylum, because you cannot use the Batclaw at all here.
The thing about Arkham Asylum as an institution is that it does not match anything that would ever happen in the real world. Because, like, asylums, as we understand them, don't really exist anymore. But also, this is for criminals, like super criminals. And, like...
It's not even really an asylum. It's just a
Easy
super
Rider,
jail.
that was the movie.
Easy Rider.
The reason it's called Arkham Asylum is because, like, the location itself was invented, like, earlier on in the comic book's history. So,
Well, it's based
like,
off of a real place, so.
kind of, but, like...
I'm pretty sure the real place, though, doesn't have an extensive underground catacombs underneath the main
No,
facility.
but the idea of just kind of like this isolated, insane asylum for like the worst people imaginable is based off a real place.
Guantanamo.
That's where.
Yeah, I was just about to say Guantanamo Bay.
The fact that Arkham Asylum is built in this really old-style building that was sort of retooled to be Arkham Asylum is, I think, a long-standing part of its aesthetic. So it makes it a really interesting place to explore and a really cool staple set piece of the entire Batman universe. It even, like, the place Joker dies in the animated series continuity is the ruins of Arkham Asylum after the law has moved out of it and, like, established a more legitimate prison somewhere else. So it's just this big condemned building at that point. But even then, it's just like a really cool set piece for that event to happen in. Which would probably be why Joker chose it. Drama queen.
Whoops, wrong button. Man, why you gotta draw it?
So Batman doesn't believe in the undo button. He will just draw over his initial drawing.
That's what I do with my tattoos.
I like the exploding gel because not only does Batman draw bat shape, but the gel is programmed to grow spines so that the bat shape becomes more defined over a few seconds.
No, you see, Batman thought he was doing the line art over the ink layer, but he was drawing over the sketch layer, and he's like, "I made a terrible, I made a terrible mistake, Alfred. Well, better blow it up and start over."
Well, time to move on to coloring.
Art is an explosion.
God,